Welcome back, everybody, to another edition of the Free Agent Fans Podcast. It's Gut Check Friday. That's what's up. Got
Sir.
Big Dog in the house with me. This is Mike Jr. coming at you. Big Dog gonna kick us off with this one. It's a very important one, and we're gonna have some fun, but we also gonna be very serious.
Yes. First of all, man, thank everybody for tuning in to us. I'm very excited about this topic because it truly hits home for me. Been through some things with my mom and other female women and some men as well. So we're going to talk about the reason why men and women stay in abusive relationships. We have two beautiful black women here today. We have Jay. Say what's up, Jay.
What's up?
And we have Miss Niecy in the building. Say what's up, Miss Niecy.
What's up?
Okay. So, just to let everybody know, as I said, as stated before, the topic is about the reason why men and women stay in abusive relationships. Just to give you a brief synopsis about the conversation that I was stated a little bit earlier, it hits home for me because I watched my mother stay into abusive relationship with an alcoholic stepfather, and I watched plenty of things happen to my mom that was very detrimental to the reason why I today cannot stand when a man put his hands on a woman. You know what I'm saying? And over the years, it has really another place that it hit home me because I wasn't that abusive type of person. I've had women put their hands on me because, I either made them mad, I was frustrated or whatever, or they were used to a man striking them first. And I had two abusive relationships that I can say to this day that they were very abusive to me. Why? So what we're going to do is we're going to delve into some statistics about abuse. We're going to have the wonderful ladies share their stories. And we also just want to take our time, man, and realize it is something that's going on out here in the world. And whatever reason that we stay in those relationships, we're going to talk about them today. So I wanted people to listen up, and hopefully you listen to the podcast and share your thoughts and your feelings and everything, and we'll get some feedback about that.
And this is still Women's History Month, too, right?
Yes, it is. It is.
Gotta honor that.
Yes, sir. Still Women's History Month. So I just want to dive into some statistics that I picked up on Google when I was looking up and just trying to come up with some things to talk about and things like that. And so Google said it's over 1 in 3 women, about 35%, and 1 in 4 men, about 28%, in the United States have either experienced rape, physical violence, or stalking by a intimate partner or a friend in their lifetime. So again, we look at 1 in 3, 1 for the women and 1 in 4 for the men. It really hit home for me for the men because I'm like, man, men, like 1 in 4, that's pretty high to me. You know what I'm saying? So
blowing my mind right now.
It is, you know what I'm saying? So that blew my mind. And then it went on to say that 1 in 4 women and 1 in 9 men experience severe intimate partner physical violence, intimate partner contact sexual violence, and or intimate partner stalking. And again, these are just numbers to me because I know that times have changed. So men are starting to experience some of the things that women had to been dealing with for years. And so again, these are just numbers, you know what I'm saying? Just to think about it. I'm just throwing it out there. Again, this is on Google. It came from National Coalition Against Domestic Violence when I searched it out. And I'm going to throw you guys one more other fact. And you guys feel free to chime in, Niecy or Jay, if y'all have something to say as well. But another one, it says, worldwide, 1 in 3, about 30% of the women worldwide are subjected to physical or sexual intimate partner violence or non-partner violence. And again, I'm like, get out of here because we think about the world now. And you telling me 1, 2, 3, somebody done experienced it. Right. You know what I'm saying? That's how I look at it, and that's how I interpret it in my head. I'm not saying that either one of them did, but those numbers are kind of high to me. You know what I'm saying? Especially nowadays. I think with all the help that women get to get out of those abusive relationships, I just think the numbers are high. Is that what you're telling me?
So I guess my question is, I hear you saying physical. I don't hear anything about emotional or mental.
Exactly. We haven't got to it, but you're right.
Okay.
All that plays a factor. Absolutely.
I think emotional, mental first. That's the first form of abuse before it gets physical.
Absolutely.
And you have to recognize that you are being abused first. If you don't know that you're being abused, then why would you want to leave?
Right.
A lot of people don't even know they're being abused, so they stay in it. And then when outside people are telling them they're being abused, they get defensive. No,
Yes.
I'm not.
Right.
That's not abuse.
Right.
That's
What
just
you
how
talking
This
about?
all I know.
Right.
Wow.
Exactly. 100%. So that's amazing to me. And you're right, because I look at I do think mental is a huge part for me. Because I think that's how you get the woman or the man, mostly the women, to stay and deal with your BS. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's just my opinion on that. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I do agree with you about the mental and the verbal, you know what I'm saying, the emotional.
You have to get me mentally in order to put your hands on me.
Woo!
Ain't no way.
Preach.
Yeah.
Preach.
You try to come at me, then we got a situation.
Preach.
Or mentally abusing me, and you taking my self-esteem, and you financially abusing me. I mean, I'm stuck.
You done broke me down,
Yeah, broke me.
and now you
Wow.
get a chance.
Now
You
you
have
get
the
a chance to put your
opportunity to
hands
take it
on
too far.
Yeah.
Man, Jay and Nisha trying to
Yeah. No.
Hey, all right.
That I was sitting there thinking about that. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I can see the women's numbers 1 and 3 because I got 3 sisters, and I have one of my sisters that had to fight a dude before in a relationship. It was a guy, but for the men, it's a little. I'm like, man, wow. I'm really trying to wrap my mind. I think those numbers are probably higher because men don't report it.
Oh, yeah.
We don't say anything because it's not manly to let somebody know that a woman got us like that mentally or physically.
That goes the same for women, though. A lot of women don't report it because who's going to believe them? Why didn't you do this when he did that? Why didn't you do this?
They give you every possible answer.
But if you're not in that situation,
You don't understand.
you don't understand.
Okay.
I did it. I
Okay.
said it. It's like ain't never,
Right.
never, ever until I was
Said
in
it.
that situation. And when I was in it, I was like, Lord, if you get me up out this one,
Mm.
let me tell you when you know
You talk to
I had to. I was sitting in my apartment looking out my window.
him.
I'll never forget this day. And I was like, if I jump out this window, what would the outcome be?
In Jesus' name.
Right?
Jesus.
So yeah. Because why would I go say something? I came from a loving background.
Amen.
My parents are together.
Amen.
I never seen my dad hit mom.
Facts.
We never see him argue.
Daddy was a good dude.
Yeah.
He was that dude.
He was that guy. So why am I in this situation? Why did I let this man come put me in this situation when I have 5 brothers?
Come on.
That if I know
That's
if I
ready
call
and
them,
willing.
and willing. So how did I let myself get here? What was it that made me get here? How
Because-
embarrassed am I?
It was the mental breakdown.
It was the mental breakdown.
You got to get into my head first.
Got into my head.
Y'all helping me a lot when it
I'm
comes to my.
sorry.
Yeah, y'all doing great.
Because y'all going into avenues that I definitely want to go down because you mentioned something. We're gonna come back to it, but you mentioned the 2-parent household.
And it explains a lot for me because I couldn't understand why my sister wouldn't come to me. Like the first, like that issue, I was in high school, but I was also in a gang, so she knew I would have put that dude in the grave.
Oh yeah.
That's why.
Had she
Love my brother. I don't want him to go to jail.
dirty,
I can handle this.
dirty.
It's not that bad.
But all women don't feel that way because they will call brother, and brother will come, and then the next thing you know, you back with this guy, and brother gonna beat him
Absolutely.
down.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so, how are you making your brother feel that I done stuck my neck out for you, and this cat I done literally beat down for you, almost killed him,
Yeah.
and you back with him for what? And
Selfishness.
you put me in that situation. Now, when me and this man come around each other, I'm looking at him because I know he want to get that get back. You know what I'm saying?
And that's another reason. I'm not going to tell anyone because I know I'm going to take them back.
Mm.
I just need a break right now.
Oh.
You done beat me down too far.
Come
I
on,
just need
Miss
a little
J.
break.
Come on, man.
And then we going to start over.
Oh,
He going to
good.
change. I can change him.
Oh. Wow.
And give, he gonna tell me I'm sorry.
Yes.
Baby, I didn't mean to. I know you just stressed. I know how it is for black men out here. I understand.
So does that fall into self-esteem, or does that fall into like something innate in women to want to
Both.
fix us?
We are
Watch yourself.
nurturers.
Yeah.
Watch
That's
yourself.
what we do. And if you notice, most women that are in an abusive relationship, they gravitate to what they're missing.
Mm.
So I'm missing that nurture.
Or
Nobody's
never had.
nurtured or never had, right?
Yeah.
So I can't lie and say it was a father figure because my dad was there.
Because it was
Exactly.
not. Okay.
And that's what I said, because of that two parents, so you didn't miss that male, what I'm saying, having that male in your life, that guidance from that male, that conversation from your dad and things like that. So you didn't miss that. So you had it, but yet, you happened to succumb to an abusive relationship.
Because he was a bad boy. Everybody else wanted him. He was the D-boy. Every female wanted him. And I'm going to fix him. And I got him, you don't.
And
he showed me some new things.
Right. What'd you say? He showed you some new things. Okay.
That opened my eyes and had my nose wide open, thinking that he knew everything because I was ignorant and didn't know nothing.
Until I was like, Lord, somebody come get me.
Now check this stat out. On Google, it says about every 20 people per minute are physically abused by an intimate partner. 20 people per minute.
So somebody getting abused now.
Right now.
Right now.
I can believe that.
Right now. We've been doing this for about 15 minutes, maybe 12.
Yeah.
We'd have had that many people. 20 times 12.
My goodness, man.
I can believe that. Because, again, a lot of people don't see abuse as abuse. Some men, and I'm speaking from experience.
Come on now.
That's just me. I'm a really aggressive dude.
Wow.
I like rough.
Yeah.
Are you talking about those guys like, hey, what you talking about? What you talking about?
Physical.
Yeah.
Physical? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
That's just
so just
me.
not the talking loud, because you got some that talk loud, over talk you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's just in my nature. That's just how I was raised and I was born.
Right.
Okay.
Nah, but no. It's a choice. Okay. I'm a strong believer. Life is all about choices. I don't care what happened to you,
Yes,
what
ma'am.
didn't happen
I
to
agree
you.
with you 100%.
Life is about choices.
Come on
you
now.
choose who you want to
Come on
be.
now. Come on now.
I was in a relationship where my ex-husband wanted to argue every single minute he was woke. Okay.
Wow.
Now I'm in a relationship. We don't argue at all. I'm not doing it.
Right.
I argued for years from the time I woke up to the time I went to sleep. I'm not doing it. You want to argue? You're gonna argue by yourself.
So
choice.
when you argued like that, sun up to sundown, are you in defense mode all the time?
Yes, I was. Now everyone is different, but I was in defense mode all the time. He constantly accused me of things, and if you want me to get into my story, we need to go ahead and get into my story.
Give us a little breakdown of it.
Okay, so my ex-husband, bless his heart, started off one way. Okay, so met as teenagers.
You said he started out one way, so he was not like this in the beginning.
Jesus,
not at all.
help us!
Was it a whole 180 or 360?
We get to it, but
Right.
So we met as teenagers. Okay, so I was a teenage mom. I had my first kid at 16. Okay,
All right.
I was pregnant my junior year in high school. I was pregnant my senior year in high school.
Woo!
He is the father of my second born.
Okay.
Wow.
And my third, but we can say later.
Right. Okay, I got you. Mm-hmm.
When I met him, we were both teenagers. He was, like my sis said, the bad boy that my parents didn't want me.
And you gravitated to him, didn't you?
Yes, because I had a bad boy before him, and they ran him off. My father scared him, shook him so bad.
Yeah.
Ran him off. Okay.
Wow.
And so I never got to experience my bad boy.
Your bad boy.
So I found another little heathen.
Little heathen. I like that.
Okay.
She found that heathen, Mike. She found that heathen.
You know, he was cool. So my father, I love my father.
Yes.
My father never told me no.
Amen.
And so that was a requirement for any man that I messed with.
I love that. Let's back it up just a little bit. It was a requirement.
A requirement. If my father is not going to tell me no, who the heck are you to tell me no?
Okay. All right.
That's how I feel. I still work on that daily. Pray for me.
Yes.
Okay.
I understand though. You know, but that's because I know women like that too that don't like to be told no.
For what?
It's coming from a place that's
and then
real.
you just said it. Your dad always told you yes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so I get it. I do. But we all have to be told no.
That's how she was the baby. We was told no.
He didn't tell me no.
I know. We was told no.
Yeah. You sound like you was a little jealous.
Not a single time.
It was a bunch of hair. But, a bunch of hair.
But see, here's the difference.
Okay, go ahead.
Relate.
I was spoiled. Still am.
Amen.
I was never a brat. So I never used my father.
You scratching your head?
I was never.
Niecy over there scratching her head, man.
No. Okay, let me rephrase that.
Okay.
I was never a brat with my father.
Okay.
Now,
I like
I was a brat with my siblings.
Okay. You cleaned it up. I like that. I
I was never a brat with him, so he never told me no. I wasn't constantly asking for things every single day, all the time. No, it wasn't like that. Yeah. But when I wanted something, I asked my daddy. Yes, it's done.
No problem.
Okay.
End of story.
I want to co-sign something you said earlier. You can choose who you want to be.
Yes.
Because I was raised by, I kind of like you. I was the baby. I was the only boy by my mom. I got two brothers outside of my mom by my dad, but whatever. Anyway, I was raised with my mom and my three sisters. My three sisters. And so they instilled in me, don't you ever hit your woman. Don't you ever call her the B word. Don't you ever do any of this. But on my dad's side, all them dudes, they'll smack that girl in the heart.
It's a choice. What did you choose?
I chose it because my sister's kicking her butt, so I chose that I ain't never putting my hands on anybody. And so I totally agree with that.
It's a choice.
It was like I was given that choice with my dad, with my brothers, but I still chose to be with this guy that I was going to college. And he was in the hallway screaming my name. Why? I'm not going to say the college name. Right. I had to put a restraining order against him. I was with this guy that for a week, he flattened my tires. Jeez. I was with this guy that my nana walked in the living room just as she went down to get a pen and he threw a brick through the window.
Hold that story because we're going to come to you. We got to go back to Jay though. Jay, finish your
story. Yeah.
Jay, finish your story because we're going to come to you. Hold that story.
Let's get deep.
I'm telling y'all, bro. Okay. I'm trying to do a quick rundown. Okay. So, like I said, met up with teenagers, had our first kid together.
Yeah.
He was cool. He wasn't great, but again, we're teenagers. So I'm accepting everything about him because I'm thinking he is great because teenager.
Right.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So of course, there were a million red flags on top of my parents.
Yeah. Not
liking them.
Right.
But I chose to ignore it.
Of course. We do.
I ended up getting pregnant again with my son. And at this point, I was like, you know what?
This is your second or third child?
This is my third child. Okay. Second by him.
Yep. Second by him, but third child. Okay.
And I was like, I got really emotional. I was like, you know what? You just out here wilding now. You can't keep having sex and you ain't got no husband. You have to marry somebody. Right, for real. You got to marry somebody. And he just happened to be the idiot.
Wow.
That I chose to marry. And as soon as he got the paperwork, and I mean,
stop it
immediately.
You talking the ink wasn't dry?
Immediately.
The ink was not dry.
I'm not playing. So I've always been, I know y'all heard Jill Scott say, if he can't tell me what to do, then he can tell me what to do. But if he can't tell me what to do, then he can't tell me what to do. I've always been that chick. Okay. So I've always done what I wanted to do because who's gonna stop me?
Right.
Facts. Okay. And soon as he got the paperwork, it was a list of rules.
Stop it.
You can't do this. Friends that I had, we were friends for 20 plus years. You can't talk to her no more. Why she at the house?
Oh.
Immediately.
Wow.
Like he had it prepared.
Immediately. And at the time, when we got married, he was in boot camp.
How old was he? At the time, how was he? How was you?
I was pregnant with, I was 23, 22, 23, something like that. So he was like 25, 26 in boot camp. I mean, immediately. After boot camp, he was shipped off to Germany.
Wow.
We're already married. I'm still pregnant. No, because...
You was pregnant.
But I didn't want to go.
Okay.
First and foremost, the main reason was I didn't want to have my child in Germany.
Okay.
And then I had another child who didn't belong to him, so I had to get permission from her father to even take her out of the country.
Exactly.
So I was like, I want to go through all that.
Right.
No.
Stay here. Yeah.
But his parents are great. I don't want to take her away from his parents.
Amen.
Okay.
Amen.
So
I'm glad you realized that having her side, even though the dad wasn't great, his parents was great.
Best grandparents ever. Okay. Like she literally been getting my baby since she was 7 days old.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Praise
Like I
God.
said, I was still in high school.
Praise
So
God.
she helped me out a lot. She
Yeah, I bet.
we set a time.
Cause you still was trying to young, baby.
No, I was just trying to finish high school.
Wow.
Like, hey,
That's good that you
life
did.
just started early, but I gotta finish high school at least,
Right.
at the least.
Right.
But yeah, so he went, and this is where the emotional abuse kicked in.
Okay.
He started manipulating the heck out of me to the point he would break me down by saying, if you don't do X, Y, Z, I'm gonna kill myself. And so that weighed so heavy on me. I was literally losing my mind here in the States. Like he over there.
That card?
He played that every single time. I'm gonna kill myself. I'm gonna kill myself.
Wow.
So I was having counseling sessions because I could not handle that. I don't want that on my mind, on my heart, or anything. I don't want to be the cause.
Okay, let me ask you this.
Mhm.
So, your first baby daddy had good parents. What was his parents? Because I mean, for you to say that,
I heard
let me just say because I mean, from my understanding, I know it's like if that's something you had to see, you had to be around. You just don't wake up and say, you know what, I'm gonna mess with her and I'm gonna do this to her and do this to her. That's something you went through and you saw your mom, your sister, your brother, somebody go through, and you saw that.
Well, never. I met his father once. He was in and out of jail pretty much all of his life.
Wow.
And he passed a few years ago, but all he knew was jail.
Right.
His mother remarried after she had his two siblings.
Mm.
She did not allow her husband to raise her son as a man. She coddled him. So whenever
So
her
so
stepdad,
the stepdad was a better man than his original dad was. And she wouldn't
he
allow him
was
to.
a man.
Wow.
He was a Navy man.
Right, go Navy.
And she would not allow him to be a dad. So
Wow. Now, at what age did he come into his life?
he was probably, let's see, they 3 years apart. So about 7 or 8.
Wow.
Wow.
Jesus. Okay.
Yeah, so he had a great example right in his
Right in his
house.
house. Right in his house.
But
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
That and you know, and that hurts my heart because to me, and I can't speak for the situation because I don't know them like that, but we have so many black men out here that are out here in this world, and they are, you know, they just messed up in the head.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And she could have saved her son, but because of her pride, I don't know what it was.
But
no either.
You know what I'm saying?
did she have really though? Because I keep going back to what you said
I was just
earlier,
about to
Jay.
say that.
It's a choice.
It is.
I had one role model. Well, I had a couple. Well, my dad, he was kind of like, well, he wasn't in that jail, but my dad was he was a hustler, and he was a roller. You know, he always stayed clean cut, always had the gold jewelry on. He was selling his weed and doing this and doing that. And you know, I heard through the grapevine he was abusive to some of his women. I mean, my mom said he smacked her once, and that's why they divorced. But he says he didn't. He said he just pushed her. I'm like, well, still, you put your hands on her.
I was you to poke the
Right, exactly. So it's like a choice because my mom, that's, you know, and my grandfather, my mom's dad, that was my other role model. And he was a real man. He was a G, but he was a thug. Well, I don't know what they call it. He was an OG.
OG.
Yeah, he was like a gangster.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and he did his thing. He was smooth with it and idolized him. And that's how I learned how to be a man. You know, always handle your business because he taught me, not like him, but he would always tell me, you know, never live off a woman. Always open the door for her. Always protect her. Put her on the side where the cars aren't at. And, you know, my wife to this day, she was like, dude, really? You do this like, you know.
I still go through that every single day.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
So the guy you with now, he does that.
Yes.
Excellent.
Amen.
Excellent. Yeah,
Amen.
so it's a choice.
It is.
You deserve it.
It's definitely a choice because, you know, I heard Steve Harvey say, he was telling the young guys, it doesn't matter if your father's in the picture or not. Find you a good guy and imitate him.
Yeah.
It's a choice. You have to want to be a certain way.
Yeah.
Like the person that I was while I was married, I chose to be that person because I'm like, okay, I said I need to get married because I keep having all these babies. So I chose to get married. He didn't force me to marry him. I chose that. And so in order for me to deal with him, I had to start smoking weed.
Oh wow!
I had to be high in order to deal with him. It got to the point where I had to be high in order to deal with him.
Understand.
And then when I got tired of being that person, I was like, okay, I'm not doing this no more.
Wow.
I stopped smoking. It took me 7 days to realize I can't stay with you. 7 days. I was out.
7 days.
7 days.
Wow.
That's it.
Yeah, that's biblical, man.
It was.
So many days.
That's 7 days is the number of completion. 7 is the number of completion.
It is. Yeah. 7 is the number of completion. It is.
7 days.
Yep.
Yes, ma'am.
I was out. Now, we never until all my business.
Okay.
He never tried to put his hands on me. It was always emotional, mental.
Okay.
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 But it had got to the point that he had got into my head so much. I was the one that was trying to get physical.
Okay.
He was an alcoholic. And I regret it to this day. But that's what I did. This is my truth.
That's okay.
I would purposely beat the hell out of him sometimes after he passed out.
Hands or with like other objects?
Hands.
Okay. Hands. Oh.
I would purposely.
So when he woke up next morning, he like
never knew what happened.
Stop it!
Wow.
Never knew.
Stop it!
That's how much alcohol he had consumed.
Wow.
He would wake up sore like, where does bruise come from? I don't know. Maybe you fell.
Straight face.
Straight face.
Wow.
Like, and I did not like myself because I'm not an abusive person, you know. And to get pushed to that point that I thought that was an option.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm like, I can't be this chick.
Yeah.
No, because you definitely can't put your hands on me.
Right.
You know, I remember the first and only time that I thought he was going to do something because we were in the middle of a heated argument and he was drunk, of course, and he walked up on me. Like I said, he's never put his hands on me.
He walked up on you.
He walked up on me, so of course I'm in defense mode now.
Right.
Yeah. And I found the strength of Samson.
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't swing, but I just pushed him to the point he flew back, flipped over the chair and hit the wall.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's go time. You're not gonna walk up.
She hit it with that Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
like I said, I never was afraid that he was gonna put his hands on me. It was always a mental or emotional thing.
Right.
But the moment he walked up on me, I'm like, I don't know. You stayed too drunk. I don't know what you're thinking, but I know you ain't gonna get close enough.
Sure.
So he started drinking after work, or was he drinking before?
It was all day long.
Jeez.
Nonstop.
Wow.
It started with just malt liquor, beers.
Right.
Then it moved on to gin. I used to carry gin in water bottles. I thought it was water.
Yes, that's real.
Yeah, that's a real alcoholic.
Yeah, I later found out that he was taking pills and all this other stuff.
So he began to get worse.
Yes, it just
He never moved to like
escalated
crack or
and
heroin or anything
No,
like that? Okay.
nothing like that. To my knowledge,
Yeah.
no.
Okay.
Nothing like that, but yeah.
So man, that mental game, like I've never been abused by a woman, but I think about that with my
man before.
That either. Yeah. that ain't ever happened. But I think about my mom when we were kids, and sometimes my mom, she could berate you so much with her words that sometimes I would be like, just beat my ass,
man.
You know,
Cut you.
just
cut you deep.
Please,
yeah.
You know, because she would just go.
Something else, man.
And your mother effing ain't paying no bills, ain't doing nothing. This, I mean, just make you feel so small. I'm like, just whoop me, mama, please. So I'm gone cry.
We like to call it snatching a soul.
Yeah.
We do it so easily.
Yeah.
Take pride in it, actually.
I take pride in it. Like mine wasn't more mental. I was more mentally abusive to him, so it got physical because my mouth was so. Ooh. It can be right now.
To this day.
So disrespectful.
Yes.
And I tell people, I can get so disrespectful. You got two options. You're going to have to kill me or fight me. He chose to fight me. So mine was more physical every day.
Wow.
Because my mouth was so horrible. And Lord forgive me, I'm still a good person. But when I say get bad, it was nothing was off limits. Not your mom, your kids.
Oh, so when you got angry,
everything
it didn't matter.
It did not matter.
Dead or alive, you was gonna roast him.
Everything. Because you had the opportunity
to leave me
to
alone.
leave me alone.
No, I don't understand because I tell people don't join with me because when I join with you, it's open. I don't give a damn.
I don't do anything without a warning.
Yes, I tell people all the time,
So,
don't join, but when you want to come for me, I will come for you and everybody that follow your whole lineage.
It wasn't joning. It was just like peaceful person for real. Just leave me be. So if you coming at me and I'm quiet, that's probably your best sign to leave me alone.
Leave you alone.
And you keep going, then I'm going.
Yeah.
I know that I'm a woman, right? So if you hit me for real, you gonna mess something up.
Right.
But I know verbally you can't mess with me. So that's where all the fighting came in.
That's what
And it was more like fighting with objects, like sticks. He never liked to fight hand on hand. It was always like
Just
hit with a belt. Like stuff like that. Or call me if I was coming out the shower or if I was asleep. Or
that's abuse. That's really
it was bad. Made me sit up all night with a gun sitting at me. All this gun was
he
so
would
rad.
aim a gun at you?
It was the one he built.
What?
A gun he put
Jesus.
together.
She staying with MacGyver.
Yeah, I in the house.
MacGyver in the building. You heard?
Wait a minute, man.
Horrible. Remember
Built
when I
a gun.
met his sister, me and another young lady, because she was dating his brother, and I met his sister, and she said to us, she was like, y'all are dealing with the devils. And I was like, girl, get away, because that's his little sister.
So you had a warning.
A huge warning.
Come on now.
I had a huge warning. And his mother, nothing he did. His dad and my dad knew each other because they were business partners.
Yeah.
Like they worked together. My dad's an electrician, his dad rehab houses.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
His mom, everything that they did, it was the reason why. His brother threw water, scalding water on the young lady at the time, just took this. But she gave a reason why he did it. And that didn't make me leave. I'm just like, well, maybe whatever she said.
He said he threw water on her, and she gave y'all the reason why he threw the water on her.
Absolutely.
Oh, okay. Okay.
No.
And she in 3rd degree or 2nd degree burn?
She still got scars now. Like
So that's 3rd.
Yeah.
If you still got the scars, that's 3rd. You can't get rid of it.
That sounds like definite mental abuse because, I mean, to justify somebody doing that to you, to even try to justify
Man.
you have been broken down.
Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Broken down. He was bad. So this guy, like I said, horrible. Throwing bricks through the window. I had to, when I finally did leave, have the courage to leave. Let me tell you what happened. I went home one day and I made up my mind. I was like, I'm done. Like my sister said, I stopped smoking weed. I was high every day, even at work. Like
so
on my way to work.
Was it a child in this too?
No.
Okay, no child yet. Okay, child. All right, go ahead.
So I get home and I'm just like, I don't want to do it. Like I have to stop. I don't want to. I can't do this no more. Like it was horrible. The fact that I was sitting out looking out my window thinking I'm finna jump was
Yes.
So I get home. Where we stand at, it was a police sub department downstairs. I went to the police officers. I gave him a picture. Now him and his brother look so much alike that at glance, you don't know the two. I gave him a picture. I was like, hey, I have to go up here. All I want to do is get my paperwork. You know, if this man come in here, you're going to have to come up here. I'm telling you, because he's going to try to kill me. I'm up there getting my stuff. I'm just getting all my stuff, and I'm in the closet, and I hear somebody say, oh, so you're getting your shit, and you're leaving. When I say fear paralyzed me, and I never, ever to this day have let another person or never will or wanted to let a human being put that much fear in me. I lost
the back of the hairs on your neck, your whole body. He just paralyzed.
He paralyzed me.
Wow.
And I was like, how am I fool? Like I gave
He just walked right by.
Because his brother was with him. They got his brother. They didn't get him. They got his brother. They didn't get him.
Wow.
At that moment, it was fight or flight. Like we're gonna have to, you're not going to kill me. You're not gonna take me out like this, and I'm leaving. When the policemen got up there, we fought so hard. We fought so freaking hard. When the police got up there, it was grease all on the wall. It was the house was tore up. The TV, we had a big TV, was just shattered all
in the grease on the wall.
Yeah, because I was like, he tried to hit me with a pan of grease. Like, it was a skillet on the stove, and he tried to hit me with it.
Grease wasn't hot, though, was it?
No, it wasn't hot. He was trying to hit me with the pan, and it had grease in it. So, by the time we got up there, they was like, what the hell is going on? And I'm like, I told y'all. So, they had to escort me all the way to my mom's house.
Had to
Pause.
Go ahead.
And see, that's why a lot of women don't say anything. Because she said something and no one came to her rescue until after she had to fight for her life.
Her life. And that's why I don't understand why they didn't have somebody up there with you while another one was downstairs.
Right.
Hello.
Because
Common sense.
Because this is what we do all the time. We fight all the time. You know how many times I've been to that apartment?
Wow. What police department was this?
It was in Baton.
Okay.
So, and the apartments are still there. So, as many times we've been to this apartment, I don't want to hear it. I just don't want to deal with it. And when they got up there, I'm okay. We just fighting. We'll be okay. So why am I keep coming up here? This one time you decide to be serious, I don't take you serious.
See, and I have a problem with that.
Yeah.
I don't care how many times I call you. If I tell you I'm afraid for my life,
Watch yourself.
you do your job
Go ahead.
and you come save
That's
my
it.
life. I don't
That's
care
it.
if I'm fighting him again
Hey,
tomorrow. You
come
need
on.
to save my life tonight.
But tonight.
That's not how they think.
I know, but I'm
Yeah.
saying I have a
Yeah.
problem with that. It
You gotta
doesn't
do your
matter.
job at the end of the day.
You have to
You
do
have
your
to do your
job.
You don't have to. You should. You really should do your
Right.
job. But in their head is you the one keep going back. Right?
We know that.
And so that's what they think. And they tired. I don't want to
It doesn't matter to me.
They don't stop
if
them
I have to
from-
do it
No,
1,000 times.
No,
I
but
understand.
listen,
Yeah.
it makes it bad for the other women that really need help. For the ones that, like me at the time, that keep calling every time I get mad or we get into a fight, and I'm trying to come help you. I choose not to go.
Right.
Right.
I don't.
That doesn't stop them from.
And I agree with you.
It doesn't stop them from getting harassing everybody else.
Yeah.
They tired of drug dealers still selling the same drugs. When you let them out, they still gonna pick them up.
Right.
So if a woman says she needs help because someone's trying to kill her, her boyfriend, husband, whatever, is trying to kill her,
Yes.
you go help that woman because all of the other people that are committing.
How do I help a
crimes.
woman that I'm probably doing the same thing to my wife?
Okay, hold on. I got you.
Now you talking about something totally different now, okay?
You are talking about. I can tell you right now. I've seen it happen with my sister, my god sister, and her boyfriend. You know what they did? The officer did because he came so much. He locked both of their ass up.
Mm-hmm.
He locked both of them up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So now both of you niggas locked up.
Okay.
Now both of you niggas got to think because every time you call me and I gotta come,
Yep.
both of you niggas getting locked up.
Yep.
I saw
And
that.
guess what?
I saw
Your
the
kids,
cops.
they going into the system
Yep.
now. So how many times you gonna do this, ma'am? How many times you gonna let this happen, ma'am? You
Yep.
feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I respected that cop.
Yeah.
Because he said to me, I'm gonna take a stand.
Mhm.
Both of you niggas getting locked up. Your kids going to DFS. How many times you gonna go through this scenario before you lose your kids?
Sometimes you gotta force people to be adults.
Come on now. Hey, come on.
But you got
Man.
10 cops, and you might got 1 or 2 that's gonna do it.
Right.
It doesn't matter though. It ain't never paperwork. But I'm finna let you know. You gonna think about it again before you call me, cause you don't know what shift I work. I'm coming. You know what I'm
See,
saying?
that's
I
the
love
problem though with society. We have become so much to a society of mind your own business or just whip out your phone and film it.
Yeah.
And nobody
Ooh.
wants to help
Don't
anymore.
make me mad with that.
You know, that's one of the biggest things that burn me up. You see somebody getting jumped on or anything and you just whip out your phone and film it.
Case in point, little girl got beat on the ground. She up there bleeding out. And
That's
what
fighting
he's
for her
thinking.
life.
Man,
I
Yeah.
pray.
the young man that just got stabbed,
Yeah.
15-year-old. Come on, man.
Let me tell you what make me don't do that. The same relationship. My mom, she was here. My dad told me I had a car and he got stuck on the south side, and he told me, just wait until I get back and I will take you over there and get this car. And I am so impatient. I want my damn car. I got my speakers in there.
Preach.
I got my rims on there.
Preach.
They gonna steal it.
Preach.
Guess who called me and said, I'll take you to get the car and I'll get it running so you can get home.
Your abusive partner.
I'm like, okay.
Right.
All right. So we in the car
After the separation?
after the separation.
Okay.
We in the car now thinking like, okay, well maybe he has. Maybe somebody else. I'm not on it. So we in
Right.
the car and we arguing, and I'm like,
Right.
I gotta argue with you.
Right.
My friends, I'm like, nigga, I ain't even yours no more. I gotta argue with you.
Right.
So he I'm finna get out. I don't have to take this on Kings Highway. I would never forget.
Mm.
Only thing I remember was opening the door and getting out.
That's the only thing you remember.
That's the only thing I remember.
Praise God.
Next thing I remember
Lord
is
Jesus. Lord Jesus.
my mother, my dad, my aunt, all sitting in the corner in the hospital, and I was jacked. Like all this was tore up. My face was bruised. As I was getting out the car, he pulled off, and I hit the ground. And it happened to be somebody in front of Barnes. We was in front of Barnes that saw it, that came over there to help.
Wow.
My
So
mom
he
was working.
sped up as soon as the door.
When I was getting out, I remember getting
Gang.
out.
That's all you remember. Was both feet on the ground?
No, one foot was in. I was getting out the door.
Mm.
That was it. So at that moment, I didn't know if I was in hell or heaven. Because I just know my mom was in the corner crying.
To this day, you can't recall that moment after you got out the court.
Wow.
I recall having the sling on. I recall my eyes. I was just jacked up. I had a neck brace on. Oh, it was pretty bad. My mom thought I was dead, but I wasn't. I was just so sedated that I was just laying there. But I seen him a little time after that. I was at a gas station. Saw him, but I didn't know if I saw him, right? So in my head, I already knew if he walked up on me, I'm telling you what's gonna happen. Somebody going to hell, somebody going to jail. And so he used to call me this nickname, and he called it. And I was like, okay. So when I turned around, he was standing there. He was like, just grinning. It was so cheesy, just like he thought he knew this not the same Niecy. Right. And I told him, I said, if you walk up on me, I'm going to set you afire. I'm gonna blow you up. So he looked at me. He was like, I just want to apologize for everything I did. And I was just like,
that go that mental.
Come on, that
go that mental.
Yeah.
That go that mental.
Yep.
That mental. And what Gaddy was, I was like, okay, well, thank you for that. He was like, so can we just like be friends? And I was like, no. Old person, he came right back out. I was all kind of
narcissist ain't ish.
Wow.
He followed me halfway down Martin Luther King.
What?
No, I was in my car. I started calling my brothers. Like, it's finna happen. By the time I got up there to where that KFC was, they was already on the lot. Like, he followed me. I was like, oh my God. But to this young lady at the time that he called himself cheating on me with, she ended up marrying him. And I had to pull up the clip. But he ended up locking her in the basement for like, he went to jail for torturing her. He had her in the basement for like a week. Didn't feed her. Was whooping her. And what happened was her daughter was like, she must have been back in town, and I ain't heard or seen, and that's how they found out about it. And I seen her daughter. She works where
Stop it.
Yeah.
We can't make this stuff up.
I'm not going to make it up.
I mean, it's like Rick James. Didn't Rick James do that to somebody?
Yeah.
We can't make this up.
Not a paraplegic.
And it's funny. He is.
Wow. Mess with somebody's daughter.
Yeah, I ain't saying
Whatever a man saw.
karma.
Come on now. Hey,
I
tell you, be careful how you treat people.
Well, they say the universe will deal with you.
Yeah. It has a way of coming back around to you. And these guys and women have to understand that whatever you do, it will come back. You just don't know how it's gonna come. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it is. You know what I'm saying? You just don't know how it's going to come. And that's how we have to treat people like we want to be treated, obviously. You know what I'm saying? But putting your hands on anybody or playing with somebody's head and mind and stuff like that, you got to take that into conscientious about what you're doing to somebody's life.
Yeah. It costs nothing to be a decent human.
When I got married, that was more mental abuse than physical.
Wow.
Because I've been knowing him and his family since I was 13.
That mental abuse is something like I have literally spoke the words out of my mouth saying, just hit me in my eye.
Come on now.
Like,
come on now.
Play with my head and my emotions. Just black my eyes so I can stay and move on with
I'm with you, Jay. Miss Jay, I'm with you. I would rather for you to whip me with a whip. Okay? Take me back to slavery. I need you to get out of my head.
Out of my
head.
That bruise will eventually heal, but when you got somebody in there mentally,
it takes a long time. No,
sometimes it never.
And you know what? I'm think parents, and I try not to do this to my daughter, but even when we was younger, and not that they knew it, they used to call this thing called layaway whoop. I ain't gonna beat your ass now. I'm gonna let you think about it. I'm gonna tell you what you.
And you don't know when it's coming.
You don't know when it's coming. So
that's why we have PTSD.
And we are going to end right there. Please join us next week for part 2. Gut Check Fridays.